Let's say you have a client, Marissa, who's a 41-year-old mid-level manager in a fast-paced healthcare organization. Now, Marissa comes to coaching because she says she's feeling exhausted, emotionally flat, and she kind of doubts whether she's in the right career. Her performance hasn't necessarily dropped, but she communicates a sense of disengagement. And in her words, she's just going through the motions. She says, I know I need to make a change, but honestly, I don't know what I want anymore. I think that doesn't sound that dissimilar to a lot of the things that we hear from our clients. So what do we do about it? First thing is to identify what stage of change she's in, according to the trans-theoretical model. And from everything we've heard so far, it appears to be contemplation, because Marissa's aware that something isn't working, and she also acknowledges the need for change, but she's ambivalent and not yet committed to a specific course of action. She's kind of stuck between, I should, but what if I can't? If that makes sense. So from a coach approach, what do we do about it? What are some tools and strategies that we can employ here? And I think the first is normalize ambivalence through a motivational interviewing informed approach. So in other words, use empathetic listening to validate the conflict between Marissa's desires and doubts. Reflect her language. Marissa, it sounds like part of you is craving change and another part of you is scared or even unsure of what that even looks like. That's a really common and powerful place to start. 2, values clarification in order to elicit Marissa's intrinsic motivation. So what I mean is we're going to help her connect to her core values and utilize her values as kind of a scorecard or a point to elicit storytelling about past moments when she was engaged. Like, Marissa, can you remember a specific time when you felt most like yourself in your role? When you were energized, aligned, and connected? What mattered most to you about that moment in your career? 3, decisional balance to help resolve ambivalence. So we're going to explore some of the pros and cons of staying the same versus making a change, and gently help Marissa to discover what she's tolerating versus what she truly wants. 4, we can utilize visioning from positive psychology, as well as incorporating her sense of identity by asking evocative questions like, if your ideal workday can unfold 12 months from now, where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? And how does that feel? Now, we're not going to ask all of those in a row. We're going to let her answer one at a time. And 5, self-efficacy support. Identify small, low-risk experiments. Marissa, what's one thing this week that would give you a taste of the direction that you might want to explore without needing to decide anything really big or commit to anything that seems too additive right now? Why do these 5 approaches work? Well, it's because Marissa doesn't really need advice. She doesn't need a push. What she does need at this stage is space, safety, and scaffolding. By being able to reflect, evoke values, and reduce overwhelm through small identity-aligned steps, you shift the conversation from what's wrong to what's possible.